Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, welcome. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 7 reasons why your hair might not be growing. So when it comes to hair growth, you might be doing everything right in your head. You might be thinking that you're doing everything right in your hair routine, but there might just be that one thing that you're doing that is spoiling your whole hair routine. So when it comes to growing your hair, you have to get every single thing right, every step right. So there might just be probably that one thing that you're doing that is not making your hair grow. So I'm going to be giving you 7 reasons why your hair might not be growing, and maybe and probably one of these reasons might be one of the things that you're not doing right. So let's get right into the video. So the first reason is going to be hard water. I know many of us might not think about the type of water we use, but there is something called hard water which is damaging to the hair. And hard water is a high concentration in calcium and magnesium, and these chemicals are not good for our hair at all. These chemicals can actually cause harsh effects to our hair. Using hard water has various disadvantages, like it can cause dry, lifeless hair even when you apply a conditioner. So when you use hard water, it kind of prevents any product or anything from entering your hair. So even though you put a leave-in conditioner or conditioner on your hair, as long as you're applying hard water on your hair, nothing is entering your hair. It's just going to be, at the end of the day, hair is just going to be dry and lifeless, and at the end of the day, it leads to rough edges. So at the end, rough edges, which means that you're going to be having a lot of split ends. So when you're using hard water, it kind of brings about all of these things. And sometimes some people might not know, because hard water is something many people don't really focus on, or many people don't really talk about, because they feel, well, it is just water, so which one is hard water, soft water? Yes, there's something called hard water which can be damaging to your hair, and you have to be careful. In some areas there is high, in some places or some countries they have hard water. So when it comes to hard water, I know some people might be wondering, okay, how can I tell if the water is hard water or soft water? Soft water is the one that you're meant to be using on your hair. So it's very easy to tell. There's an experiment that you can do. All you just need to do is just simply get a clear spray bottle or a clear jar, or your spray bottle. Make sure the spray bottle or the bottle that you're using is clear and you can see what you're putting inside, and you just put a bit of water, and then you put a little bit of dishwashing liquid or soap. Just put a little bit of that and you shake it vigorously. Yes, you shake the bottle that you've mixed the water and the soap vigorously, and then you would notice that when you're done, when you see, like, on top of the bottle or whatever you're using, you see a lot of bubbles or subs or sods. Is it bubbles or sods? Bubbles on top of the, like, the top of the bottle is foamy, like, see a lot of bubbles there, and then the bottom of the bottle is nice and clear. That indicates that that water that you're using is soft water. But when you do the same thing and you notice that the water is a bit cloudy, the bottom water is a bit cloudy and milky, it doesn't have that clear look, then that indicates that that is hard water. So here is an image that you can see the difference between both of them. So the next one is pH balance. pH balance is something that many people don't really focus on, because I don't know, maybe it's because people don't really talk about it a lot, and it's kind of like the scientific part of hair growth, and when the scientific part of products, when using products or the type of products you use on your hair. So people don't really get interested in pH balance a lot, because I don't know, maybe that's my own opinion, maybe that's the reason why, because of the whole scientific part of the product you use. pH balance is not only for the skin, also for the hair. So our natural hair tends to be around the pH balance of 5. So here's a diagram. I'm going to show you a diagram now so that I can explain better and you can see what I am talking about, and I can explain the reason why pH balance is very, very important when it comes to growing your hair or the products that you're using. So here is the pH balance scale, and as you can see that it's divided into two, which is the acidic part and the alkaline part. Earlier I stated that the pH balance of our hair sebum is around 5, so which means our hair is slightly acidic, and it's very, very important in our hair care regimen, because our hair strand has
the hair cuticles and the cortex, and the hair cuticles protects the cortex. So in the hair care, pH balance is very important because the hair cuticles are damaged, then there's nothing that's going to protect the cortex, and at the end of the day the whole hair on our head is going to be damaged. So what we need is that the more alkaline a product with, as you can see that the distilled water 7 is in between, which is water, and a product with a pH of 7, which is water, would lift your cuticles. And so imagine the level of damage a product that exceeds 7, like as you can see, the baking soda, the bleach and relaxers and all of these things, and what it will do to your hair cuticles. So the more alkaline your product, the more damaging you're causing to your cuticles. So it's advisable that any product that you're using must be between 3 to 6, the pH balance of 3 to 6. It mustn't exceed 6, because naturally water raises the hair cuticles. So naturally your hair cuticle is going to be raised when you use water to accept and receive any product or anything you're putting on your head. So the products that you're going to be putting on your head should not exceed 6. It should just be between 3 to 6. As you can see, aloe vera juice, lemon, vinegar, apple cider vinegar, all of these things are really good for the hair, and this is what you should be using, or also products that are within that pH balance scale. Anything that exceeds that is, at the end of the day, destroying your hair cuticles, and at the end of the day your hair is going to be extremely damaged, and you're not going to like how your hair feels. And sometimes you have to actually cut off your whole hair and start regrowing your hair again if you're using bad product with high alkaline. So what you need to do, there are various ways. You can get the pH water strip. You can get that to actually check your product to see if the pH balance of your product is acidic or has too much alkaline, or it is acidic, and you can check the number, the pH balance range, if it's within 3 to 6. Those are the kind of products you have to be using, so that it doesn't, at the end of the day, doesn't end up raising up your hair cuticles and your hair cuticles are not lifted. So hope you guys understood what I'm saying. So just the main thing is just to make sure that your product or whatever you're using is within 3 to 6 pH balance. It mustn't exceed 6. So that's just pretty much what pH balance is all about.
So that is all on pH balance. Hope you guys understood what it means when it comes to pH balance, and also how important it is when it comes to hair growth. So next is moisture protein balance. Yes, this is something that you might not know but might be affecting your hair growth, because truthfully many of us tend to focus on moisture more than protein. I won't lie, I'm also guilty of it. Sometimes I tend to forget about adding protein to my hair or doing a protein treatment, because I tend to focus a lot on moisture, making my hair soft, because I'm high porosity. So I'm always thinking about how to moisturize my hair and stop my hair from being dry all the time. But at the end of the day, yes, our hair is made up of keratin, protein, but that doesn't mean that we don't need protein on our hair. One thing I don't really like doing is cold washing, using conditioner on my hair to wash my hair. Well, it works for some people. Some people say, well, it works for them. I shampoo my hair, which I do once in 2 weeks, because of I want to take out any form of product buildup on my hair. When you're applying too much moisture on your hair all the time, your hair starts to become really weak and lifeless, and it can also cause damage to your hair. So what you just simply need when you know that your hair is breaking a lot or is shedding a lot is that you need a protein treatment. That might be one of the reasons why your hair is shedding a lot or breaking a lot. You just need a protein treatment to strengthen your hair strands. So that is one thing you need to keep in mind. You need to balance both, because if you're using too much of protein, then it can also affect your moisture balance. Yes, it can also affect the moisture stage. So if you're doing too much of protein, your hair can become dry and stiff. You need to check your products, the product that you're using. Probably one product that you're using is high in protein or has protein in them, and your hair doesn't just like it. So you need to stop using that product that you're using, because if your hair starts to become really dry and stiff, then there's a possibility that something you're doing too much protein treatment, or the product or one of the products you're using has protein in them and your hair doesn't like it. You need to understand your hair and see if it needs a protein or a moisture. But I would say for protein and moisture, I would say moisture 80%, protein 20%. You don't need to be doing, it's not 50-50. Okay, you don't need to be doing protein treatment once every week. You don't need to do that. Once every month is okay. But also some people do it once in 2 months, depending on your hair. Like I said, understanding your hair and knowing what your hair wants. So that is what you need to do. So that is another aspect. So that is the third reason. So that is the third reason why your hair might not be growing. You're not just balancing your moisture or protein, or you're not just giving your hair enough protein, or you're not giving your hair enough moisture. So the next one is going to be detangling. How? You see the way I said it. Your detangling process, guys, listen, can make your hair or break your hair. Detangling is very, very important when it comes to length retention and hair growth. Not detangling your hair the proper way, then you're just going to be taking out excessive hair, which shouldn't be, and definitely you're not going to see length retention, and the ends of your hair are just going to be breaking. So when it comes to hair growth, like I always say, when it comes to detangling, there are various tools and techniques that you would need to cultivate. If you're copying someone with straight silky hair, you can't copy them because our hair is coily, so you cannot be using the tools that they're using. Someone with straight hair can just get a brush and just be brushing through her hair, and she's good to go, and she doesn't really have a problem. But we with natural hair, I cannot just get a brush and just be brushing my hair in its dry state. I cannot even get a brush. Even when I apply product, I have to be extra careful when it comes to brushing my hair. Someone with straight hair can get a rat tail comb, and just once she's done brushing, I can get a rat tail comb and use it and run through her hair, and it's going to go smoothly. But we with natural hair, we cannot do that. You cannot get a rat tail comb. I don't even recommend you try that. Get a rat tail comb and be combing through your hair. No. You need to, when it comes to detangling, you need to apply a form of moisture, like a conditioner with a great slip, or aloe vera, the plant. You can use the aloe vera plant and you can blend it, or do an aloe vera juice, or get aloe vera juice. All of these three things, you can use any one of them. Anyone that is available for you, you can use it. And you can also use water. Yeah, you can also use water. The only thing about water is that using too much of water can cause hydro fatigue if along the line. But it's advisable that you can use aloe vera when it comes to detangling. You're making your detangling process easy by doing a pre-poo, or if you don't want to, or if you don't have time to do a pre-poo, you can just use water on your hair and make it easy. And how I do mine is that I finger detangle first before I use my white tooth comb. Sometimes I don't even use the white tooth comb, but I think finger detangling your hair for some time actually thickens your hair and actually leads to length retention faster, because most tools are not made for us with coily hair. Let's just state the fact truthfully. So white tooth comb is something that I use after I finger detangle to remove any form of knots on my hair. And then when I am combing out my hair, I start from the ends, guys, the ends, and then I comb through all the way up to the roots. I don't comb from the roots to the end when it comes to detangling. Don't do that. Grab your hands like this and start combing gently from the ends to the roots. That is the proper way to detangle your hair. And also using the right tools to detangle your hair is very, very important. So when it comes to detangling your hair, you need to be extra careful. You need to treat your hair like a baby. Our hair is fragile, especially with fine hair. I have fine hair, so fine hair strands. So we need to be extra careful when it comes to taking care of your natural hair. You don't need to use force on it, and definitely you are going to see massive hair growth and you're going to see length retention. So moving to the next one is protective style. I know many people are like, I've heard protective style a lot. Protective style is the bomb when it comes to growing your hair. Very, very important. Why protective style is important is because protective style helps with length retention, in the sense that when you're always over styling your hair or combing your hair all the time, you're losing much hair, you're losing much hair that you're not meant to lose. You're combing your hair, you lose like 100 strands in a day. So you can imagine always combing your hair almost every day, you're losing more strands than you should be losing. You shouldn't be losing that much strands when it comes to actually styling or combing your hair. That's why protective style is very important, because it prevents you from touching your hair or from always wanting to style your hair or pack your hair all the time. It just makes things easier for you, trust me. I have been doing protective style for a while, and I would say that it has really helped me throughout the stage. It has really helped my hair growth routine, my hair growth or length retention. It has really helped me when it comes to protective styling. So protective styling is very important. After your wash day, you can just decide to do a protective style. Do your hair, put your hair in twists or braids, like during the week or doing once in 2 weeks, and it's going to really help because you are not touching your hair as much as you want. So definitely you're going to see length retention during the process of when you're doing protective styling. Over styling your hair can cause excessive shedding, which can lead to no length retention. So you have to be extra careful when it comes to doing that. So the next one, I think this is the sixth one. Yes, this is the sixth one, which is your hair routine, being consistent. Yes, probably the reason why your hair is not growing is because you're not being consistent in your hair care routine. Firstly, if you want to go into the natural hair journey and you want to grow your hair, you have to have a hair care routine that is simple and easy. You don't need to do too much difficult things or ceremony. Hair care routine is quite easy. You don't need to do too much. Yes, I know, even on my channel, I know that there are lots of like DIYs that you can try out. These DIYs are just experiments that I have tried out and it has worked on my hair, and I'm just showing you guys what I have done. It doesn't mean that you have to do all the whole DIY. You can try them out and look for the one that works for you, and then continue doing it and stick with it. So that's just it. When it comes to hair routine, you have to try and stick with the hair routine that you're doing and be consistent with it. If you tell yourself once in a week I will be washing my hair, then once in a week you wash your hair. You tell yourself every Saturday I'll be washing my hair, then that is what you should be doing every Saturday. You give yourself a timetable. That is you already setting up a routine for yourself, that every Saturday once in a week I wash my hair. During your hair care routine, you start to understand your hair better. Me, I noticed that I tried doing the cold wash and it did not work for my hair. My hair was just not okay. My hair felt lifeless and it was even itching my scalp a lot. So I just stopped doing cold wash and I sticked with shampoos, and they work perfectly fine for my hair. They always say make sure you stay away from shampoos that have sulfates or parabens. So that's just simply it. Shampoos, I don't think shampoos are bad. To me, shampoos are not bad. Anytime I wash my hair, I feel like my scalp feels free. So that is one thing. So if you are starting a routine, it's not just about starting the routine, it's about being consistent with it. If you tell yourself, okay, the first month I'm consistent with my routine, and then after 3 months you don't do anything to your hair, you just leave your hair, you don't re-moisturize your hair, you don't tell yourself, oh, this is when I'll be re-moisturizing my hair, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. You give yourself, you can re-moisturize your hair twice or 3 times in a week, sometimes 4 times in a week, depending on how fast your hair dries, depending on how quick your hair dries up. That would determine how much you should re-moisturize your hair during the week. So that is one thing you need to tell yourself. It's about being consistent with your hair care routine. If you're not consistent with it, definitely you're not going to see results. You're not going to retain length and your hair is not going to grow, because your hair needs all the nutrients it can get. Your wash day is when you are giving your hair all of the nutrients, from the deep conditioning, if you are doing a protein treatment at that point, the protein treatment, to all of the nutrients that are putting your shampoo, cleansing your hair. So that is when your hair needs all of the nutrients during your wash day, during your hair care routine. So if you're not being consistent with doing those things, definitely your hair is not going to grow, because some of your hair follicles are just going to be resting on your hair like this. They're waiting to blossom, like to come out. So they need something to boost it out. There's still hair follicles on our hair that are resting, that need to be boosted out. That's why you see some people are like, their hair wasn't that thick, but you notice that after a while, when they started doing certain things, their hair became thick because they are doing certain things that would help to retain length, and they're actually breaking up their hair less than usual. So that is one thing, lesser than usual. Yeah, that's the word, lesser than usual. So that is one thing that you need to do. Being consistent with your hair routine is another reason why your hair might not be growing, if you're not being consistent with it. So if you're not, please try and be consistent with your hair routine. Set a day that is convenient for you, that you're going to wash your hair, days that you're going to moisturize your hair. Set a day, set a timetable, and say, okay, this is when I'm going to be doing these things, and stick with them. Okay, so the last one is what you eat. Exercising, what you eat. Probably, I know I'm guilty, I will not lie to you and say I'm all this healthy eating guru. I am not a healthy eating guru. I'm not a healthy eating guru, but I do eat healthy once in a while. I do eat healthy. There's some people that they're anti, or is it anti or anti healthy eating? They don't like eating healthy. They eat a lot of junks. And yeah, some people will be like, well, there's some people that they don't eat healthy, they don't really do exercise, and they have long hair. Yeah, there's some people like that, but there are some people that they need to eat healthy, and they need to exercise, they need to do all of these things to actually help to boost their hair growth. And that is it. So you might be looking at that other person and saying, oh, she doesn't eat healthy and her hair is growing, so what do you mean by that? But it might not be in your case. In your case, you might actually need to eat healthy, do exercise to boost your hair growth. So that is one thing. Probably that might be why your hair might not be growing. You might be doing everything right, all of those things I mentioned before, you might be doing them right, and you might not just be eating right at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, is what you put inside of your body is what is going to show on the outside. When it comes to even skin, when you notice that when you're eating healthy, your nails even look healthy. Your nails, when you're eating healthy, your nails are going to look healthy, your skin is going to look healthy, your hair is going to look, it's going to show. And also it makes you feel good, it makes you feel light, you know, it makes you feel good. When you are eating right and you're doing exercise, you just feel, you feel different, your body feels good, you feel happy. If you know that, if you get what I'm saying, you feel happy. So one thing, so that might be the reason why. So if you are the kind of person that you don't really like eating healthy, you can get snacks that are healthy. If you're the kind of person that like junk, you have to really cultivate the habits. It's not easy, I won't lie. Me, I'm the kind of person that I love junk. As you can see from my cheeks, so I love junks, but once in a while I do eat healthy. But there's one thing I don't joke with, is drinking water. Drinking water is very important. I drink water a lot. I can't remember when last I took like a drink, like a soda. I can't remember when last. I think it's been months. I drink water a lot. But when it comes to eating healthy food, that's one thing, yeah, that I'm trying to cultivate also. So that might be one of the reasons why your hair might not be growing. So you need to try and do that, and actually that will help to boost. You need to try and eat healthy, exercise more. Definitely you're going to see a change. Out of these things I mentioned, there might be one of them that you're not doing right. That's why you're not seeing hair growth or length retention. So you need to be very, very consistent in doing all of these things, and be careful what you use and put on your hair, because at the end of the day, you might be doing, like I said earlier, you might be doing everything right, and there might just be that one thing that you're doing wrong and might spoil your whole hair routine. You might just destroy your whole hair routine. Like now, the whole washing your hair, deep conditioning your hair, but at the end of the day, if you're not balancing the moisture and protein, it's just going to destroy everything in your hair. Also, you doing everything right and you using hard water on your hair is going to destroy everything, your whole hair routine. You not being consistent with your hair routine is also going to destroy your whole hair routine. Not eating right. So everything, they work together. They work hand in hand. So you have to put everything together and do everything right for your hair to grow and flourish, my opinion. So that might be the reasons why your hair might not be growing. There's still various other reasons why, but this is my own 7 reasons why your hair might not be growing. So guys, that is all on today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to this channel to also watch more hair tutorial videos and DIY. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys next time.